Welcome to match day 2 of the Gencor CHK Women's Premier League. This is the afternoon game between KCC and Little Saiwan. Welcome to match day 2 of the Gencor. And here we go. We're just about ready to get underway. The news from the middle. KCC, they won the toss, decided to bat first. And walking out to the middle, it looks like Zara Hyder and Renu Gill to open yet again. They opened in the last game, struggled a tad in the power play, and it's not going to get much easier for them today. It looks like Mariam Bibi will be opening the attack for Little Saiwan. Little Saiwan, of course, just to give you a reminder, they absolutely trounced USRC Lantau Lionesses in that first game, winning by 200 runs. They scored 235 and bowled out USRC Lantau Lionesses for 35, winning by exactly 200. And that is a massive result in case multiple teams are tied on points, in which case net run rate, I beg your pardon, will be determining who goes through to the final. But yes, KCC won the toss and tried to bat first. This is one of two morning games. Apologies, one of two games today. This is the afternoon game. And this morning, of course, Gower Cricket Club winning by 88 runs against USRC Lantau. On and off, up in the circle. Mariam Bibi into the attack. There we go, Mariam Bibi. Just making sure we don't have too many fielders outside that 30-yard circle. The umpire is just checking. Is it too early? Is it too late? Are we on time? Technically, we're 32 seconds early. I think that's good enough. There we go, getting the attention of the scorers as well, making sure everyone's ready. This is an absolutely massive contest in the context of who will qualify for the final. KCC lost their first game by 37 runs to HKCC. And Little Saiwan with a massive net run rate advantage. If they win today, you get a feeling it's going to be a 3-horse race for that 2 spots in the final. First ball coming up right now. On the money, Mariam Bibi pushed into the cover region. A dot ball and a loud cheer from the outfielders as well. Make no mistake, we've said it before, we'll say it again. A big game for both teams. I am running on 35% battery on my phone, but I want to open up YouTube and see how many people are tuned into this contest. Mariam Bibi. It's full and down the leg side. Can't afford to do that. Giving away free runs. Mariam Bibi just telling herself to calm down. You've got this. That's a lot better. That 4th stump channel pushed into the cover region for a dot again. Looks like Ikra Sahar cleaning up on that occasion. Without a doubt, she's going to have a role to play with the ball. And with the bat, of course, 125 not out of 77 deliveries in the last game. Ikra Sahar perhaps making a case for national selection. Down the leg side, and yes, another wide. Thing about Ikra Sahar, opening the bowling for Hong Kong in each of their last 5 T20 internationals. Ikra Sahar much better at the ACC Women's T20 Championship compared to last year's T20 World Cup Asia qualifier. There we go, nice and straight, tucked into mid-wicket. still runs off the bat. We have 2 deliveries or 3 deliveries left in this over. And of course, a big thank you to our sponsors, GenCore, for sponsoring this tournament. They've been so supportive of cricket in Hong Kong in the last few years, including the women's game. That's down the leg side. I think that should be signaled wide. They scamper through for a single. And there you go, more exercise for the umpire. So this is very loose from Mariam Bibi. It's something she definitely has to work on. Showed a lot of promise, especially in that game against Kuwait at the ACC Women's T20 Championship. That's full, that's a lot better. Just a hint of movement away from Reenu Gill. A thickish outside edge goes to backward point for another dot ball. That's been the story of the day so far for Mariam Bibi. It's been dot balls and extras. Oh, down the leg side. I think maybe a bit of pad on that one. Better from Bibi. You got to be straight. And perhaps even with that one, just sliding down leg a tad. It's 5-4 offside field. That's into the legs. Well done, Reenu Gill. She's going to get at least 2 for this. There's work to do with the fielder in the deep, and she keeps it down to 2. That's a nice way to end the first over for KCC. There's 6 for no loss after 1. KCC, of course, struggling in the power play in their last game against HKCC. I believe 10-46 for Zara Haider in that game. So yes, Zara Haider for sure will be looking to put up a more convincing performance with the bat. And at the end of the day, you're an opener in the power play. Ooh, you gotta go for it. You gotta try and clear the infield. Got third man and deep fine leg both on the boundary rope, and yes, Ikra Sahar to open from the other end. Lots of options here for skipper Shanzeen Shehzad. She of course still has Pushti Lakhani, who took I believe 5 or 6 wickets in the last game. That's short, there you go. Down to square leg for a single. But I just wonder if we're going to see a bit of a short ball attack here from Ikra Sahar, with that third man and fine leg both on the boundary. And to our left here we have KCC coach Atiq Iqbal keeping a close eye on the action. Atiq of course played a game for Hong Kong's men's team at the Air Cup qualifier. That's been signaled wide. Ikra Sahar, you gotta bowl straighter than that. (6-3) offside field. Apologies. A 5-4 offside field. Oh, quick single, a run out chance. Oh, a bit of an odd bounce there for Shanzeen Shehzad. A better throw would have had Zara Haider in trouble. An early reprieve here for KC. They're going a close to on a ball right now. And a quick look at YouTube tells me we're getting closer and closer to 100 viewers on YouTube. 4 deliveries left in the second over. Ikra Sahar. That's good, that's much better. Squeezed into the cover region, yet another dot ball. But if you want to help me grow awareness around associate cricket and women cricket, share this link on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter. Tell your friends and family. It's a massive game this between KCC and Little Saiwan. Oh, did not move her feet. That's been edged down to deep third man. Oh. No boundaries in this inning so far, but a better start for KCC, who struggled in that power play against HKCC in the last game. I don't believe they hit a single boundary in that first power play of the tournament. Oh, poking at that one. Just escaping that outside edge. But this is much better from Little Saiwan. A bit of a shaky start. A lot of extras down the leg side especially. They're bowling straighter and they are being rewarded. Renu Gill gathers her thoughts. Loads up again. Last ball of the over. Oh, pokes at that one. Renu, you gotta move your feet. A dot ball to close things out. 10 for no loss after 2. Interesting. Signs of spin in just the third over. Just when their core into the attack. And Shanzeen Shehzad behind the sticks is going to get her helmet on. We don't have any fielders back on the boundary rope. Zara Haider, this is your chance. You can go over the top. Mid on and mid off, both on the heels of that 25-yard circle. We got a short cover in position that looks like Ikra Sahar. Got a short third man in place as well. Tossed up, lets that go, signaled wide. Oh, just when the core's not happy with that call. I don't think the umpire made any wrong decision there. Pulls that away, catching chance. Perhaps if she timed that jump a little better, it would have been first wicket down for KCC. Bit of a reprieve there for Zara Haider. Not the first time either. Twelve for no loss. They're ticking along nicely. Of course, KCC being helped by a couple of extras. More than a couple. Oh, that's a big appeal. Oh, he thinks about it and turns it down. Maybe just a little bit high. Maybe striking the batter outside the line of off stump as well. Tossed up, bang. Bit of a misfield there from Ikra Sahar. It's not going to cost them anything though. In fact, that was a good piece fielding. She took some pace off that delivery. Had that ball beaten her, you get the feeling it would have been their first boundary. Renu Gill, high back lift. Ooh, chipped. Almost going to Ikra Sahar. Seems like the decision to introduce spin in the third over was a good one. Just win their core, Jussie, as she's more affectionately known. Oh, that's a big appeal. It's close and it's given. Yep, good decision from the umpire. It looked pretty adjacent. 12 for 1 now. We have one delivery left in the third over. That's the important wicket of Renu Gill. She was looking decent, if not threatening at the crease. A drink's going to come on for Zara Haider. I'm not sure what the need is for this. We're only 10 minutes into the contest. And walking in at number 3 is Keenu Gill, one of KCC's star players. She's going to have a role to play right now at number 3 and, of course, with the ball as well. Took 2 for 15 in that first game, including the big wicket of Malai. Bowled her with a beautiful in-swinger that swung in late. With the bat, unfortunately, Keenu was unable to make much of an impression. But today is a new day. Today is a big day. Keenu Gill walking in at number 3. Connie Wong still in the dugout, so there's batting to come here for KCC. But they need a partnership, and they need it right now. Early advantage for Little Saiwan. Keep that run rate in and around that 4 runs and over region. There we go, Shanzine Shehzad adjusting the field. Square leg has dropped back to a deep square leg. And that deep square leg is the only boundary rider. Here we go. Just win their core with their tails up. Yeah, there we go. A dot ball to close things out. 2 runs off the over. And big wicket of Renu Gill. It's 12 for 1 after 3. And for all of you watching on Facebook and Twitter, I want to hear from you. I want to hear a prediction. How much do you think KCC is going to score at the end of this innings? Look forward to reading your predictions. But for now, it's Chris Har. Punched into the onside. Fielded by Mariam Bibi. And actually, it's actually pronounced Ikra Saher and not Sahar. I'm going for the anglicized pronunciation there. Ooh, a little uppish. Well done, Ikra. It's been a good start for her. She's keeping things tight. And every time she's bowled straight, it's been hard for the batters to get her away. Saher. Fuller. Ooh, a wide delivery there. That was close, but I think the right call from the umpire. Umpire Aftab was umpiring in that first game as well. Apparently, umpire John was umpiring in that first game. There you go. My eyesight is horrible. Zara, hi there, interesting. You're going to play forward that one. With Zara, it's the power play. You got to get your hands through the ball. There's a short mid-wicket in position as well. Try and go over the top. That last shot, she actually got it off the middle of the bat. She's got to do something. Do something with your wrists. Put some shoulder into that shot. Lets that go. And it's signaled wide. They're going to scamper through for a single. This is not good from Ikra Saher. She plays for the national team. You're an international cricketer. You have to do better than this. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. She did, after all, score first century of the tournament just last week. But for the national team, her role is primarily that of a bowler. If you want to open the bowling for the national team, you cannot afford to give away 2 or 3 extras per over. Full toss. Good piece of fielding. 2 deliveries left now in the 4th over. Not a single boundary has come in the power play so far. Kinu Gill on strike. She hangs in there for a little bit. That could change. But this is now 9.4 overs KCC have gone in this tournament without hitting a boundary in the power play. That's not good enough. And that's definitely something they have to work on. Lost by 37 runs against HKCC in that last game. Oh, there we go, an under edge. It beats Shanzine Shehzad. And the commentator's curse strikes yet again. First boundary of the power play. Entire tournament for KCC. An under edge as well from Kinu Gill. And fortuitous boundary as well. Could have gone on to the stumps. Look at that. We've crossed 100 viewers on YouTube. If you want to help us spread awareness about women's cricket in Hong Kong, share the link to this game on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp with your friends and family. Yeah, she goes through the offside. She's found that gap. It's running down to the boundary. And it trickles over the ropes. So, 2 boundaries in the over. The score goes on to 23-1. Keanu Gill, she's looking good. Armand Singh on Facebook says, I think they're going to score under 80 runs. Mate, after those 2 boundaries, your prediction is not looking too good. Kamrul Islam says, I think a score in the region of 85 to 95. That sounds a little more accurate. But if you're a KCC fan, if you're in that dugout for KCC, you're thinking, let me get up to at least 100, 110 maybe. And runs on the board, it can play some interesting tricks on the opposition. Here we go, Jaswinder Kaur. That's short, swept away. Oh, it's a quick single. Well done, Keanu Gill, a nice call. And I just have a feeling the throw came into the wrong end as well. Zara Heather, late to respond to that call single, but gets in and gets another run on the board for KC. Keanu Gill batting on 8 of 4. A fortuitous inside edge for 4. And a beautiful cut behind square on the offside for her 2nd boundary. Tossed up, another sweep shot. Deep square leg is in position. Doesn't get the long barrier out, but stops it nonetheless. Long barrel. 25-1. We have 4 deliveries left in this over. Jaswinder Kaur, of course, the only bowler to pick up a wicket so far. And if you're in that KCC dugout, it's been a pretty good power play so far. Zara Heather, however, 4 off 11. Ah, bit of a misfield there at square leg. Looks like Ikra Sahar. That's a bonus single. Ikra Sahar, you're better than that. Was singing her praises just 5 or 10 minutes ago. Did some good work in the outfield at short cover on that occasion. I'm not sure why she swapped down to that square leg position. Tried to guide that away, Keanu Gill. We have 3rd man, backward point, cover, extra cover, and mid-off in place. It's a stacked offside field. Look at that, Keanu Gill finds the gap. And that's her 3rd boundary of the innings. Keanu Gill looking incredibly dangerous. There don't appear to be any demons in this wicket. The score moves on to 30-1. Keanu Gill is into double figures. She's batting on 13 off 7. Oh, a bit of bounce on that. I don't think it was an edge. No action there from Jaswinder Kaur. And a dot ball to go down. Very good over for KCC. 7 runs fit, including a boundary. They're 30-1 after 5. Let more predictions come in. Ashish Shukla, I believe maximum around 100. Rabiul Islam disagrees. He says 120 plus. That is the score I'm looking at. It's great to hear from all of you on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. Keep dropping us those comments.
Tasha Youssef.
First game of the tournament.
Tasha Youssef.
It's the first game, I think.
Yeah, she's been away in Pakistan. With the Pendle attraction Pakistan.
Here we go, Akasha Yusuf into the attack for the first time today and the first time in the tournament. Into the playing 11 for Little Saiwan. Oh yeah, that's a good start. Good amount of flight on that one. Zara Haider, her feet continue to be rooted to the crease. 5 deliveries left in the power play, and I wonder if you're KCC, do you try and attack this over? Do you try and clear the infield? Oh, almost bowled her around her legs. Perhaps a bit of a harsh there from the umpire. Yeah, there you go. Shanzi Shehzad not happy with that one, choosing not to protest the decision too much. A useful dot ball here for Akasha Yusuf, back from Pakistan, stranded due to Hong Kong's draconian COVID travel restrictions. Quarantine has only just been shortened 3 days. Once upon a time, it was 21 days. Yeah, a lot of us over here, we've done 21-day quarantine. We don't like it. Oh, that's up. Should have been playing forward to that one. Deceived in flight, perhaps. Just one run off this over so far. For the national team, the national women's team, quarantining for 21 days after the T20 World Cup Asia qualifier. And I was with them, quarantining. I can tell you what, 21 days. It's not a picnic. Two deliveries left in the power play. Full. Look at that. Oohs and ahs from that little Saiwan outfield. They're dragging things back really, really well. If you're just joining us, the news from the middle. KCC won the toss, decided to bat first. Connie Wong saying, hey, we want runs on the board. Shorter, big appeal. It looks adjacent. Yes, it's given. Umpire Aftab raises his finger, and you get the feeling with the fall of that wicket, maybe it's just little Saiwan's game right now. At the end of the power play, KCC 31 for 2. I'll say Zara Haider with a brilliant pair of shoes. Very colourful. But she's walking back to the dugout, and there you go. KCC skipper Connie Wong walking to the crease. Connie Wong, of course, former Hong Kong player. She's in her mid-40s. I'm not sure why I said that. I don't think she's going to be too happy about me mentioning her age. Nonetheless, Connie Wong, number 4. Make no mistake, this is a big, big partnership for KCC. Connie Wong and Keanu Gill both at the crease right now. The experienced duo. Keanu Gill, of course, played for Hong Kong for so many years. And as you can see there, that second wicket partnership, very, very important for KCC. And just as it was looking good, they picked up that second wicket. Lil Saiwan, both of their wickets that they've taken have been LBW. And both have fallen to Jaswinder Kaur and Akasha Yusuf respectively. And there we go. Keanu Gill counting how many fielders on the leg side and on the offside. She struck 3 boundaries so far. She's looked really good. Pulled. Well done, Mariam Bibi. Cuts that off on a very important dot ball. Just a single has come in the last 8 deliveries for KCC for the loss of a wicket. Lil Saiwan dragging that run rate back in the region of 5 runs and over. It's under 5 runs and over. Consecutive balls to kick off the 7th over. And for T20 cricket, I'm sure you already know this. Statistically speaking, on average, the 7th over is the second most economical over of the innings. Ooh, tries to guide that away. She walks down to that, toward the square leg umpire, just gathering her thoughts, walks back to her crease, and she reloads. Keanu Gill. Tossed up, use of the feet. Oh, good piece of fielding. Mariam Bibi for the second time in the over. Direct hit. In fact, it's going to be overthrows. Just in the core, you should have been backing up. You should have been behind the stumps. So bonus run allows Keanu Gill to get off the strike.
What's the most economical one when you get to the second one?
First.
32 for 2. We have 2 deliveries left in the 7th over. Just 1 run off it so far. And in case you're wondering, what's the most economical over, statistically speaking? Well, that would be the first over. Here we go. Jaswinder Kaur. Full toss, a low full toss. This time, Mariam Bibi unable to cut that off. but she gets a good round applause any case. 2 runs off the over. 11 runs off her spell so far for Jaswinder Kaur. 1 ball left in a 3rd over. Ooh, goes down the ground, turns it into a full toss. Backward point, but doesn't cost them any bonus runs. And yes, that's the end of the over. 34 for 2 after 7 KCC. Jubaid Ratul asks, "What is your name, Mr. Commentator? You're doing well. I'm watching from Bangladesh. Great to see viewers in from the subcontinent supporting women's cricket and associate cricket. My name, of course, is J Dancing Honey. You can follow me on Twitter at J Dancing Honey." Here we go. Akasha Yusuf, the leg spinner. Very impressive today so far. And yes, you can follow me on Twitter at JDancingHoney, and of course, you should follow Cricket Hong Kong at CricketHK on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram. Akasha Yusuf looking really good. I put the markers on her. That's pulled away into deep mid-wicket, and it races down to the boundary. Another boundary here for Keanu Gill, the 4th 4 of the innings. Muhammad Mustafizur Rahman Job says 120. That's what he thinks KCC are going to score. It's been a very, very even contest so far in these first 7.2 overs. Tossed up. Low full toss. Mid-on. You got to do better than that. It's a misfield. That's running down to the boundary. Consecutive boundaries here for Keanu Gill. A punch of the gloves between Gill and Connie Wong. 42 for 2 now after 7.3 overs. I'm not surprised more and more people are tuning in on YouTube. This is at a very friendly time, this game, for the subcontinent audience. Down the leg side. Pressure beginning to show for Akasha Yusuf. 2 minutes ago we were talking her up. We put the commentator's curse on her. She conceded 2 boundaries and 2 deliveries. Keen dealing in boundaries. 23 off 16. Big appeal. Oh, the umpire turns that down. How close was that? Was it straightening enough? 2 very even teams here. Little Saiwan, KCC. Oh, look at that. A googly. Oh, it's Boulder. Brilliant. Akasha Yusuf. That's a brilliant comeback. Much like myself, she did not realize that she actually bowled Keanu Gill. And just like that, 3 wickets down, and the absolutely massive wicket of Keanu Gill, who walks back to the dugout after scoring 23 very attractive runs.
Proper bowling. Proper bowling. And that way, and that one back. Proper bowling.
And to my right, Chris Pickett, more affectionately known as Wilson, the head coach of the women's team, the Hong Kong women's team, saying proper bowling that. I have to agree with them. Akasha Yusuf, the leg spinner. She's taking wickets now. And that's the thing about Little Saiwan. Every single time that they've bowled straight, they've caused issues for the KCC batters. There's no rocket science here. You've got to be accurate. You have to give them credit where credit is due. Especially Akasha Yusuf was dispatched for 2 boundaries, and then that wonderful comeback. I just wonder, Akasha Yusuf, is she pushing her case for national selection?
She was in the development squad before she got left in Pakistan. She went away for a week. I think a family wedding, something like that. Going out to Marine. They're both in the squad. Marine, her sister's actually applied for the national squad.
Here we go, Akasha Yusuf, last ball of the over. Look at that. Maheen Heather at the crease, and misses. And a dot ball to close out a successful 8th over for Little Saiwan. It was an expensive one, but they got the massive wicket of Keanu Gill, 43 for 3 now after 8. And you can see on that batting card, 23 off 17 for Keanu Gill, hitting 5 boundaries in that innings. And those also happen to be the only 5 boundaries that they've hit today. But the good news for KCC is Connie Wong is still out there in the middle. Was undefeated on 20 of 15 in the last game. It was an important contribution for Connie, but it came a little too late. Just win the core to her last over. She's bowled unchanged ever since that third over. Replaced Mariam Bibi at the bowling crease. Mariam Bibi bowling too many wides. That short outside off. Ooh. Connie Wong perhaps fooled by the lack of pace on that delivery. And Akasha Yusuf, of course, was part of that CHK development squad. So she's just outside, just within reach of a national recognition and a cap for the national team. Bang! Good piece of fielding. Got an awkward bounce there. The fielder had covered, negotiates it well. And it's so important if you're fielding, whether you're on the boundary or the field, back up your bowler. Floss. Bit of a misfield. Well done, off. 4 consecutive dot balls in this over. Connie Wong looking leg side. It's a 5-4 offside field right now. Bang! Finds her again. The frustration continues to grow. Connie Wong. That's 5 dot balls now in this over. And once again, Little Saiwan dragging that run rate below 5 runs and over. KCC, they need a partnership. Guides it away. Oh, quick single, run out chance. A better throw, a cleaner collect. And it would have been curtains for Maheen Heather. Nonetheless, a single to round off the 9th over. 44 for 3. Maheen Heather, of course, one of the daughters of Afzal Heather. Afzal Heather played many times for Hong Kong. A Hong Kong veteran, Afzal Heather. And he has 3 daughters in this KCC setup. Rida Heather, Maheen Heather, and of course Zara Heather, who was dismissed just minutes ago. 44 for 3, KCC. Connie Wong. She's got her eye on deep square leg. She knows there's a gap there. Akasha Yusuf. She's taking 2 wickets. There we go. Deep square leg. That very position she was targeting. That was dismissive. It was 4. Look at that. A no ball as well. Little Saiwan. You had your foot on the throat of the opposition and you've just taken it off. That's 5 bonus runs. And you are not allowed to change the field. Square leg has dropped back to deep square leg.
Yeah, that's not my call. That's the umpire's call.
Yep.
Yeah, she's called that.
And look at that loud, audible voice, perhaps tipping off Little Saiwan. Oh, play and a miss. Look at that. Akasha Yusuf. It's been a tip leg spinner spell here. When she's been on the money, when she's bowled straight, she's been impossible to deal with. But she's also given away those boundary balls, including that ugly full toss. Now we do have a deep square leg in position. Actually, it's more of a squarish deep fine leg. I never know what to call a fielder in that position. Full toss again. Will this be a no ball? Yep, signaled. Second no ball of the over. The square leg umpire sticks out that arm. And here we go, 50 up for KCC. Some bonus runs in the 10th over. Score now moving on to 51 for 3. KCC fans, I'm sure they're hoping it was 51 for 1. Goes leg side. That's taken. But it's not going to be a wicket. Ikra Sahar looking puzzled. Apologies, that was Jaswinder Kaur, not Ikra Sahar. Left alone. That was interesting. Maheen Heather yet to get off the mark. Goes leg side, down to fine leg. That fine leg, of course, was very square. Very well done by Pushti Lakhani. Saves a boundary, saves 2 runs. The important thing for Maheen Heather, she's off strike. Walking in at number 5 today. Got a experienced head for company at the other end in Kwong. 2 balls left now in the 10th over. Oh, that's pushed. That was uppish. Goes to that backward point region. Dot ball. 2 for 19 in her spell so far. For Akasha Yusuf, she has 1 ball left in a 3rd over. Tossed up once again. It was uppish, pushed to backward point. Consecutive dot balls to close things out in the 10th over. At the halfway stage of the innings, KCC are 53 for 3. And we're just going to have a bit of a break for drinks now. Hopefully just a 3 or 4 minute break, so don't go too far. And come back for the second half of this innings. And we're back. A nice short and sweet drinks break. And it looks like Mariam Bibi into the attack. So we had a lot of overs of spin. They're just choosing to change things up here. Little Saiwan. And we have a mid-off in the circle. A mid-on is halfway between the edge of that 25-yard circle and the boundary. It's a 5-4 offside field. That deep cover has just come into the circle. So you only have 3 fielders outside that 25-yard circle. A deep fine leg, a deep square leg, and of course that floating mid-on, long-on field. Too short, too much width. Backward point. You should have cut that off. An single here for Connie Wong. Connie Wong, of course, has struck a boundary so far in her innings. It was a loose full toss from Akasha Yusuf, dispatched to that deep square leg region. $54 for 3 anything in the region of 115 you feel like with on the board. Oh, that's a big appeal given straight away. No hesitation from the umpire. Mahir is trudging off towards the dugout. She's shadow batting, but it's a little too late, Maheen. You know you should have been playing straighter. And now it's 4 wickets down. They've almost lost half their side here, KCC. 54 for 4, just as it looked they were putting another partnership together. Little Saiwan have struck yet again.
Yes, Rita.
Yes, Rita.
That's KCC. Oh yeah, this is KCC. 28.
And walking in at number 6 is Rita Heather. Replaces. There you go, right on the money on BB. This is exactly what she should have been doing in that very first over on BB. And for Little Taiwan going forward in the tournament, I wonder if it's just worth opening the bowling with just win the course. She practically opened the bowling today, bowling her first over in the 3rd over of the innings. That's down the leg side. And this is partially why I believe Maheen Apis Mariam B should not be taking the new ball. Too many extras with the new ball for Mariam BB. And look at that, we now have more than 200 watching on YouTube. That's fantastic to see. 55 for Mariam BB. That's in the air. Oh, just short of the bowler. They would have lost half their side there, KC. That one just dropping short of Mariam BB. If you're just joining us, the news from the middle. KCC won this and decided to bat. Have this contest, it's too close to call. It is straight down the middle. It's 50-50. And we called as well before the start of this game. We said it's going to be a close contest between Little Saiwan and KCC. Two very evenly matched teams. Look at that. An inside edge onto the pads. That could have gone onto the stumps. Rita Heather, one of 3 Heather sisters in this KCC 11. 55 for 4. That run rate has hovered around 5 or 5.5 runs and over throughout this innings. Oh yeah, a little bit of bounce on that one. And that corridor of uncertainty. One thing you can be certain about is we've got a cracker of a contest here at Mission Road. After 11 overs, it's 55 for 4. The pendulum has swung many times already in the first 11 overs. Every time KCC have been building up a partnership, Lil Saiwan have struck back. On the other hand, every time Lil Saiwan, they get a wicket, string together a few dot balls. You see something like a high full toss being dispatched for 4, free hits, extras. This game is nicely poised on a knife's edge. Into her very final overs, Akasha Yusuf 2 for 19 in her 3 overs so far. Yeah, right on the money. Every time she's bowled straight, KCC have had an answer for her. And it looked like maybe Connie just reading her off the pitch. Akasha Yusuf, for 2 years she was in Pakistan, left before the pandemic to attend a family wedding. Wide, left alone. Well done, Connie Wong. No need to play at that one. Puts her hands on her heads, Akasha Yusuf. She's not happy with that. Yes, of course, stuck in Pakistan because of travel restrictions, flight cancellations. At one point, they just gave up. Turn between square leg and mid-wicket for an easy single. Connie Wong moves on to 9 of 13. The experienced Connie Wong, captaining the Kowloon Cricket Club in this contest and in this tournament. Kowloon Cricket Club, they need to win to have a realistic shot of making the finals. Too short. Shanzeen Shehzad, you should have done better. That's running down to third man. They're going to come through for a single. And there you go, 4 runs off the over so far. Just 2 legal deliveries. KCC haven't taken any risks whatsoever in this over. Deep square leg has now dropped back. Apologies, square leg dropping back to a deep square leg. We got a deep mid wicket in position. Tossed up. A bit of a misfield. And that's been parried to the left of mid-off. They come through for 2 runs. So 5 runs off the over. We still have 2 legal deliveries left. Kasha Yusuf, she's a leg spinner. That can happen. Sometimes you overpitch, sometimes you underpitch. She's taken 2 big wickets. There we go, underpitched. That was too short. Quick single. Good call there from Rida Heather. That's really all you have to do if you're KCC. If you get up to 75 or 80 at the end of 15 overs without losing another wicket, and you've got some ammunition, you can go hard in those last 5 overs. And I just get the feeling, if KCC get up to 115, I dare say it's going to be advantage KCC. But for now, a good end to her spell. Akasha Yusuf, she's taken 2 wickets in her 4 overs, and after 12, it's 61 for 4. Lil Saiwan skipper Shanzeen Shehzad does have some options. Mariam Bibi has 2 more overs left. She's got some overs from Ikra Sahar, and we haven't seen Pushti Lakhani bowl today. Jaswinder Kaur and Akasha Yusuf have both bowled out. That's on the legs, a little too straight, deep square leg running around. Oh, look at that. It looks like she's overstepped maybe. It's a no ball and it will be signalled a free hit. There we go. Belated signal of free hit from the umpire. We thought he'd forgotten. But look at that. We've said it before, we've said it again. The issue with Mariam Bibi, those extras. You're an international cricketer. You have to do better than that. It looks like that's down the leg side again. Is it going to run down to the boundary? No, it won't. But they're going to come back for 2. So that's 3 bonus runs to go with the 2 bonus runs earlier in this over, and it's still going to be a free hit. In fact, no signal from the umpire has been given as runs. But the point stands. 4 runs off the over, and only 1 legal delivery has been bowled. Big appeal, maybe sliding down leg. Oh no, it's been given! They've lost half their side, KCC. Look at that, Connie Wong is not very happy. But she's not the batter dismissed. The batter dismissed is Rida Heather. The umpire is just having a bit of a consultation. I'm not entirely sure why. We'll get confirmation on that soon enough.
You can't run. It's a dead. You can't run. You cannot run. You can't give a run.
There's a lot of confusion here. Out in the middle. It was initially given out by the main umpire. We're going to get confirmation on exactly what happened, but it looks as if the more experienced Square leg umpires overruled the decision. So there you go. It's not 5 wickets down. It's only 4 wickets down. And I don't think that was a shocker of a decision, main umpire. Perhaps sliding down leg, perhaps hitting that leg stump. A lot of confusion here at Mission Road. So there you go. It's still 65-4. Mariam B denied her second wicket. There was a lot of confusion there. And amidst all that confusion as well, the batters did cross over for a run, but it wasn't given a run. So there you go. It is a key contest here at Mission Road. Two evenly matched teams. This time again it's been turned down. Mariam B not happy. You can actually see her going red in the face here. She is marching back to her bowling mark. She's not happy what's going on. I have to say, a bit of controversy as well here at Mission Road. We've got a research team on this. We're trying to figure out exactly what happened, but like we said, it looks like that decision of LBW was overturned by the leg umpire. That is, of course, departure from protocol. Mariam Bibi. It's left alone outside the off stump. Better. Bowling it in that corridor of uncertainty. But I'll tell you exactly why that was a big call. These are two very evenly matched teams. KCC lost their first game of the competition against HKCC by 37 runs. Lil Saiwan, on the other hand, a massive net run rate boost. They won their first game by 200 runs. And if you're KCC, it's almost like a do-or-die game for you. 5 teams in this competition: KCC, HKCC, Craigengower Cricket Club, Little Saiwan, and USRC Lantau Lionesses. That's a combined 11, that last one. Oh, look at that. Plays inside the line of that one. The end of a controversial 13 over. 6-7 for 4 after 13. And there we go. Chris Pickett, Wilson. He's walking back in our direction. We're soon going to find out exactly what happened with that controversial call. 67 for 4. No short of drama. Kwong once again looking at that deep square leg region. It's been a hot zone for her so far. She picked up a boundary in that region as well. Batting undefeated off 17. She's looking in our direction towards third man. Tries to guide it away towards our commentary and club miss. Yep, there you go. Confirmation on exactly what happened. Oh, it's chipped up in the air. Look at that. Yes, just a clarification. That ball was a dot ball. That LBW decision we spoke about. Swept. Chance. Oh, dropped catch. Looks like Ikra Sahar on that occasion. Nope. It was Jaswinder Kaur. Another big moment in this contest. No shortage of drama in this first 1 hour of the game. This contest has lived up to expectations. Ikra Sahar. Bowling spin. That's a big appeal. This could be given. Yes, it is. Rhea Heather. This time she is adjudged LBW. So that incident in the last over not costing Little Saiwan too much. And once again, that run rate is below 5 runs and over. 68 for 5 now, KCC. They've lost half their side. Rhea Heather walking back to the dugout. And so much now rests on the shoulders of Connie Wong. And for everybody watching on YouTube, I'm curious to what are your thoughts? Who has advantage right now between KCC and Little Saiwan? I want you to pick a winner. This is going to get interesting. Look at that, close to 300 viewers now on YouTube. Word is starting to spread about this contest here at Mission Road. We said this before the game started. This could be an incredibly close game. These are two very evenly matched sides. KCC, you had a feeling that maybe around 10 or 15 minutes ago they had the advantage. I personally get the feeling that it's Little Saiwan who have their noses just a tad in front of the opposition right now. And amidst all that drama, Sarah Burge has walked to the middle. She striker's end. And it's going to be the fire to continue. It's a last over as well. Figures of 1 for 14 for Mariam Bibi, the Hong Kong national team player. A genuine all-rounder, Mariam Bibi. She's going to have a role to play with the bat. But for now, she's into her very last over. A bit bottom-handed there from Connie Wong. Doesn't beat just in the core. So it's a good spell of play here for Little Saiwan. Not conceding too many. Keeping the boundaries down. That dot ball pressure. How long the dot ball pressure begins to show on the face of Connie Wong. That's well timed. She won't find the gap, but she collects a useful single. A lot of predictions coming in on YouTube. A lot of people predicting something in the region of 105 or 110. Ah, playing a miss. Good start to the over from Mariam Bibi. It's been a good comeback from her these last 5 minutes or so. Building up a nice series of dots and ones. As we approach the closing stages of this innings, if you're Little Saiwan, dot balls and ones you don't mind. It's a stacked offside field. Down the leg side. And it's signaled wide. Yes, you have a short cover. A short extra cover, I beg your pardon. A fielder at cover. Backward point. Mid-off. All in the circle. Also have a mid-on in the circle as well as square leg. The two fielders on the boundary are third man and deep fine leg. That's been edged away down to third man. And runs here for Sarah Burge. She gets off the mark with a very useful single. If you're Sarah Burge at this, nothing needed. Just get your eye in. You have 2 or 3 overs to play yourself in. You've got the experienced Connie Wong and delivery. She's going to put it away. 70 for 5. 2 deliveries left in the 15th over. 2 deliveries left in Mariam Bibi's spell. That's a forker length delivery. Squeeze the man for an easy single. 4 runs have come off this KCC. It's not a bad one for them. The main thing for them is after the loss of a lot of quick wickets, they have to build. Just get a mini partnership going. If they get up somewhere in the region of 80-85 by 17 overs, they can make that final push. 31 balls inning. Oh, play and a miss. Look at that wonderful way to close out your spell. Well done, Mariam Bibi. You've only made amends. 1 for 18 in her 4 spell. 4 runs off the over. 72 for 5. There you go. 72 for 15. You can see on that bowling cut just a few moments ago, Ikra Sahar still has a couple of overs left. And interestingly, Ikra Sahar has switched to bowling spin. It's not the first time in the tournament she's done that. On the back of her undefeated 125 off 77 deliveries on the weekend, she chose to bowl spin for most of her spell. Ikra Sahar doesn't look too bad. And for the national team, of course, has bowled pace throughout her career. Right on the money, consecutive dot balls to kick off over. She's run bowling crease. I gotta give credit to little Saiwan. The over rate has been pretty decent. Squeezed away behind square on the outside. They're thinking about two. They're gonna come back for it. Fielder a little bit lackadaisical there. Oh, that one. Oh, look at that. That's a sting call from the umpire. I think that was too far down leg side. And Connie Wong, she's been targeting that deep wicket, deep square leg region for the majority of the innings. Anything down leg side. That's much better from Ikra Sahar. One just going on with the arm. Maybe some natural variation from Ikra Sahar. I keep using the anglicized pronunciation of Ikra Sahar's name. What can I say? I'm a bit of a coconut. Brown on the outside, not so brown on the inside. Look at that. Through extra cover, it's running down to the boundary, but that's the slow outfield. Yes, it plugs in the outfield. Akasha Youssef. Yeah, that's a good throw. And she gets a warm round of applause as her fielders. Just 2 runs off that delivery. 21 off 28. Connie Wong, she's into the 20s. Mid and mid off, both up in the circle. She likes going straight, Connie Wong. I just wonder if you're Lil Sai, should you be one of those fielders dropping back? If you keep bowling fielders, there we go, deep mid wicket, bit of a fumble, but it's only going to be a single. So, there are 4 overs left, in fact. Oh, that was a no ball. Oh, the scorer not too happy with that. They thought it was the end of the. That score now 80 for 5. She's got her hands on her hips. Ikra Sahar. A dot ball to close things out. 8 off the over. Pointing that for little Saiwan. And scoring after 16 overs, 80 for 5. And for the first time today, Pushti Lakan will be coming into the wicket first game against USRC Lantau Lions. And a reminder, USRC Lantau Lioness, a combined 11 from Mid Serves Recreational Club, Lantau Cricket Club, and the SLCC Lionesses. But I digress. Most importantly, it's Taiwan versus KCC. It's a tight contest. Every time I say, hey, KCC are favorites, Taiwan work their way back into it. Every time I say that Lil Saiwan have the advantage, KCC their way back into the contest. It's been that sort of day here at Mission Road. Bushani into bolt over. Down the leg side, it's a bonus run. And I think that was Shanzeen Shehzad right there saying, Pushti, finish your action. This has not been a good start for Pushti. Consecutive wide deliveries. And Shanzeen is right, she's not quite getting through her action here, Pushti Lakhani. Four overs still left in this innings. KCC looking good for 105, 110. Toss has been smashed straight to mid-off. She's not Connie Wong. She knows maybe she should have gone a little bit straighter. And I don't think there was anything wrong with intent from Connie Wong. It was more about execution. Just didn't get it off the middle of the bat. Full toss. Will this no ball? It's going down to that deep square leg boundary. It's a low outfield there. They're only going to get a single. There we go. A delayed call of no ball. But better late than never. They're allowed to change field, of course. Doesn't look like they are changing the field. And fact, it looks like deep square leg is coming into the circle. That's interesting. Ah, tries to guide it away, a play and a miss. With that run rate close to 5 runs and over, the KCC. And if they get up to 110 runs on the board, I have a feeling they'd have the slight advantage. That's been called wide yet again. Pushti Lakhani looks to this back down at the turf, looking for a source of inspiration here. Look at that, Mariam Bibi saying, come on girls, come on. Keeping up that intensity in the field. And the louder you are in the outfield, the more you build pressure on the opposition. That's a full toss. Tries to sweep that away. I don't think it's going to be a no ball this time. It dipped on the right-hander. The umpire nods his head, agrees with me. We go Pushti Lakhani yet again. Flighted. Another full toss. You got to feel for Pushti Lakhani. Sometimes when you just don't have that rhythm, it's not your day, it's frustrating. It's hard to just get out of the over. Ooh, bit of a misfield there from square leg. No one, a dot ball. It's going to be very interesting to see who bowls the rest of these overs. For Lil Saiwan, Mariam B, just win the core. Agasha Youssef have all bowled out. If my memory is any good, I believe Ikra Sahar, no she doesn't. She's bowled out as well, Ikra Sahar. Another wide delivery. Mid wicket in for Sarah Burge. Another wide delivery. Pushti Lakhani took 5 wickets in that last game. It's been a lot harder for her. Mariam Bibi just walking down, giving us some advice. And she's saying exactly what we've been saying. She's not quite getting through her action here. There you go, dot ball. Every time she's been a little bit straighter, Pushti Lakhani. Much like the rest of this Little Saiwan bowling attack, she's caused problems. And she gets out of the over. It's 86 for 5 after 17.
15?
17. 17 also.
Did I say 15 or 17? Apologies, 17 overs. There you go, 35-degree heat. Clearly getting to me here at Mission Road. It's not often that you see Hong Kong national head coach Chris Pickett with his cap off. I think that's the first I've seen you with a cap off in 3 years, mate. Jokes aside, we have a change in bowling.
Oh, it's Mariam Youssef, right? Nibodika.
Oh, yeah.
Just wearing someone else's jersey. Bodika into the attack, wearing Marine Yusuf's jersey, apparently. Look at that, turned into mid-wicket for a single. Causing so much confusion here in Bodika. It's 80 to 5. We have 17 deliveries left in this innings. Sarah Burge still new at the crease, yet to find her first boundary. But Connie Wong, that imposing presence of Connie Wong on striker's end. Into the leg side. Will she pick up her first boundary? I don't think so. Deep mid-wicket runs around, but unable to cut off that 2. So Burge moved on to 3 undefeated off 10 deliveries. And Connie Wong undefeated on 20 off 32. That's been the story so far for KCC. The stars of the show for them have been Keanu Gill, 5 boundaries in her very attractive knock of 23. Connie Wong, just the 1 boundary, but she's still there, holding this innings together. And KCC, you're not going to mind that. A little exercise for the umpire. Bonus run for the girls in green. 16 deliveries left. Maybe another 20-25 runs will take KCC up to 110 or 115. Left alone. Ooh. Good call from the umpire. I don't think that was wide. Well within those parameters on the offside. And Nibotica just running back to her bowling mark. And a reminder, if you are behind on the over 8, that's one less fielder you're allowed outside the 25-yard circle. That's down the leg side. Did she get bat on this? They scamper through for 1. Nope, no bat on it. So that's not going to count as a legal delivery, and 2 more runs to the total for KCC. And you getting, this is going to be a very, very tight contest. KCC, they have something on the board right now. Even if disaster struck for KCC and they lost their last 5 wickets cheaply, they have something there on the board. They've reached that safe zone. Oh, look at that. That could have been dangerous for Lil Saiwan. It's a beautiful sound off the bat there. And all eyes on the square leg umpire. No signal of no ball, I believe. So just a single to Connie Wong. She's disappointed. She knows. Could have had a boundary there. The juicy, juicy full toss. 2 balls left in the 18th over. Big appeal. Optimistic, maybe. People around me saying, mate, that hit the bat. Cannot be LBW. 13 deliveries left in this innings. 92 for 5. It's been a very tight contest so far. Very little separating these two teams. Oh, misses a full toss. Sarah Burge, maybe she should have been trying to go through the offside. And Connie Wong just confirming, is that the end of the over? Absolutely. 2 overs left. It's 92 for 5. They've taken 88 minutes. 78 minutes, I beg your pardon, to bowl their 18 overs. I think that means they're going to just about be okay with the over rate. And this is in spite of, I dare say, 1 too many extras. Nadine Shahzad with a bit of a shortage of bowling options here. So you're going to have Pushti Lakhani bowling the penultimate over. She struggled a bit for her radar in the first over. That's better. But that's crushed through the offside. Deep cover. Does West just a single. Connie Wong, she's hitting it really, really well. Very sweet sound off the bat. She's middling it. Just unable to find the boundary. 25 off 33 for Connie. Just 1 birdie in her innings. And the field up now for Sarah Burge. Is that a double bounce? Absolutely. Signaled no ball. And this will be a free hit. The umpire, that's a very quick signal. Helicopter signal from the umpire. Shouts of Shabash Pushti, you can do this. Well done Pushti, you can do this. And that might be down the leg side. It is. The wide delivery. Pushti, you're going to have to do it again. $11 deliveries in the first innings. If you're just joining us, KCC, they won the toss, decided to bat first. It is a must-win game for the girls in green. Lost their first game by 37 runs to HKCC. It's a big appeal. That's not going to be out. It's a free hit. Importantly for Lil Saiwan, it's a dot ball. The score 95 for 5. And once again, we're around 300 viewers on YouTube. So good to see. Another wide delivery. Pushti. Not having a great day compared to last week. Took 5 wickets last week. Unfortunately today, just struggled for her radar. Conceded 11 runs in 1.2 overs. In she goes again. Oh, wrong-footed there, Sarah Burge. Should have been forward to that one. And with the weight on the front foot, it easily driven that into the offside. And something we've seen from a few KCC batters. Zara Heath as well opening the innings. Quite often her feet, I beg your pardon, rooted to the crease. Yet another extra. And if you're KCC, you're not going to mind this ad. You're getting bonus runs. KCC just struggling for boundaries in the last 20 minutes or so. But Lil Saiwan keep letting them off the hook, these extras. Bushi Lakhani, it's time to make some amends. And it's not going to happen like that. Looks to the skies yet again. KCC now looking good for a score in the 110-115. Maybe if they can get 2 or 3 boundaries away, you're looking at 120. I get the feeling 120 might just be too much for Lil Saiwan. Ah, misses another full toss here. Sarah Burge 3 off 16, not the most fluent knock, but the important thing for her, of course, is she's getting some time out in the middle. KCC, of course, still have 2 more games left in this competition. 5 teams in this competition, a single round-robin format. So that's 4 teams. Apologies, 4 games for each of the 5 teams. And the top 2, of course, will go through to the final. And that's signaled wide. Final, of course, is on Sunday, the 16th of October. And the great news for all of you, oh wow, look at that, 453 watching on YouTube. I'd love to see it. The good news for you is every Sunday there are 2 games from the CHK Women's Premier League. The Gencor CHK Women's Premier League. Midwicket feels that. And we want to use this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Gencor. They've been so supportive of cricket in Hong Kong, especially the women's game, for a very, very long time now. Without our sponsors, Gencor, we would not have been able to pull off this production. Every single game of the Gencor CHK Women's Premier League is going to be streamed live. That one just edged away to third man. She's looking for 2, Sarah Burge, and she gets back. And some cheers from the dugout as well. A nice way to close out the 19th over. 1 over left. It's 102 for 5. But like I said, so good to see so many people tuned in on YouTube. 456 people right now tuning in on YouTube. That is a very impressive number for domestic cricket. Women's domestic cricket in an associate nation. If you want to help us raise awareness about the women's game in Hong Kong, please do share a link to this game on WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram with your friends and family. Let them know we have an absolute cracker on right now between Lil Saiwan and the Kowloon Cricket Club. Look at that, Connie Wong once again looking at deep mid-wicket. She's been trying to find that gap in the last 20 minutes or so. Starved of boundaries. Can she get one away in the final over? Moves across her stumps. Deep square leg. Does well. Just a single. Connie Wong continues to be frustrated. The important thing for Connie, she's still at the crease, batting on 27 off 35.
Sharp hitter. Number 1. Single.
Sarah Burge on strike. Nibotika, the bowler. Ah, signaled wide. Nibotika Dilhani being cheered on by the outfielders, saying, Nibotika, you can do it. And Shanzeen Shehzad, you can see on her screens behind the stumps just getting loose. She's going to have a role to play with the bat. I assume she'll be walking in the middle order, maybe at number 4. Full toss. That should be a no ball. Absolutely is. A free hit in the very last over the innings. How crucial will this be? And a reminder, you cannot change the field if the same batter is on strike. So there are gaps to exploit for Sarah Burge. Look at me, 4.5 hours of consecutive commentary. My throat is getting dry. A very useful dot ball there, Nibotika. Look at that, 527 people watching on YouTube. I absolutely love to see this. More and more people are tuned in. Got a mid-on and mid-off up in the circle, as you can see on your screens. Mariam Bibi at a straightish mid-off. Connie Wong, apologies. Sarah Burge looking in our region. We're situated at third man here. She gets a single, that's very important. She's not finding the boundaries, but Connie Wong is back on strike. And if you're KCC right now, you definitely want a boundary, if not 2 or 3, in these last 3 balls of the innings. Deep square leg was in the circle for Sarah Bird. She drops back on the boundary. Connie Wong moves across her stumps. That's a big appeal. I think it could... Nah, it's not going to be out. And a quick single. If you're Lil Saiwan, the good thing for them is Connie Wong's off strike. We have 2 balls left in the innings. If you're Sarah Burge, you can't find the boundary, rotate the strike, get Connie Wong on strike for that very last delivery. And there's an opportunity to score here as well. Square leg, I don't know why you would come into the circle. You're on the heels of that circle. You're not stopping a single. Oh, very untidy Shanzeen Shehzad. They get through for a bonus run. And it brings Connie Wong back on strike. Shanzeen, you're an international cricketer. You have to do better than that. The likes of Shanzeen Shehzad, Ikra Sahar, Mariam Bibi. Very important trio for Lil Saiwan. As national team players, they have to be setting an example for the rest to follow. 108 for 5, 1 ball left. Bang into the offside. She finds that gap. It's running down to the boundary, but that's the slow part of the outfield. They come back for 2. Connie Wong, just go for 3. You have to. You have nothing to lose. I don't know why they didn't run an extra 1. In any case, end of the innings. And KCC end on exactly 110 for 5. That's a very, very competitive total. And hey, I'm not brave enough to make a prediction here. I don't know who's going to win this contest. But 110 for 5 after 20 overs. Well done, Connie Wong. You're exhausted, but you've worked hard for that 29 off 37. And there you have it. The required run rate when we return for Lil Saiwan will be 5.55 runs per over. I'm your commentator for the day, Jay Dansinghani. If you like what you've heard, you can always find me on Twitter at Jay Dansinghani. A lot of insights about associate cricket and women's cricket from me. And of course, make sure to hit that bell icon, hit that subscribe button. And every single time that we go live, you'll be the very first person to find out. How cool is that? And do follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at CricketHK. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Don't go too far. We'll be back with you in around 8 minutes for the chase. Welcome back. It's the second innings of this contest between KCC and Little Saiwan. We reached a viewership high of 600 viewers in that first innings. Kinu Gill, playing a miss, tried to go leg side there. Harsha Motwani, she's the batter on strike. At the non-strikers end, you have Ikra Sahar, fresh off her undefeated 125 off 77 in the last game. Like I said, we hit a viewership high of 620 people in the first innings. Spread the word, we're back for the second innings. The cracker of a contest. Playing a miss yet again. Harsha Motwani, I wonder if you should have been going through the offside. There's a big gap there between backward point and third man in the circle. Any bat on that, if you can guide that away, you could find a boundary. That's a quick part of the outfield as well. Square the wicket on the offside at this end. Goes leg side, clears mid-wicket. Is she going to find a boundary? Yeah, absolutely. That trickles into the ropes. And that's a very good shot. It was a great sound off the bat. And that's the longer end of the outfield as well. In spite of that, Harsha Motwani signaling her intent from the very first over. You can see she's got that open stance as well, Harsha Motwani. Looking at that very same region. Maybe looking for an action replay. Kinu Gill. Oh, bit of a thickish inside edge onto her body. But if you're just joining us, the news, of course, is KCC. They won the toss, decided to bat first. Put up a very competitive 110 star. This is from third man in hot pursuit. Will cut off just 2 runs. But we said this at the start of the contest as well. The good one games of the tournament. 2 very evenly matched teams in KCC and Little Saiwan. Left alone. No signal from the umpire. That is a legal delivery. And a dot ball to close out the first over. 6 no loss after 1. And if you're KCC, you want to get that required run rate up and above 6 runs and over. You don't want it to be just under 6 runs and over for most of the innings. And of course you want wickets as well. And to bowl from the other end, it looks like Maheen Heather's got the ball. Absolutely, takes that cap off. Jersey number 1, Maheen Heather. One of 3 Heather sisters in this lineup for KCC. The others, of course, Zara Heather and Rida Heather. All 3 daughters of Hong Kong legend Afzal Heather. Mid on and mid off, both up in the circle. That's a good start, a play and a miss. Ikra Sahar, the Centurion from the last game. She's in red hot form. Just poking at that one. And we got Reenu Gill, sister of Kinu, behind the sticks. Ikra Sahar goes leg side. That one's gone fine. It's running down to the rope. Is it going to get there? Is this the second boundary of the innings? No, it isn't. But they scamper through for 2 nonetheless. And that was a feature of Ikra Sahar's innings against USRC. USRC Lantau Lionesses. It's a combined 11 that. They won by 200 runs in their opening game. Bowled out the USRC Lantau Lionesses for 35 after pummeling them for 235 runs in that first innings. That's a full toss. She got a lot of those in that game last weekend. She gets another one, and it's a familiar result. Second boundary of the innings for Ikra Sahar. Apologies, first boundary for Ikra Sahar, second for Little Saiwan. And look at that, the view count on YouTube approaching 400 viewers. If you're like me and you get a thrill every time that view count increases, if you want to help me spread the word about women's cricket in Hong Kong, share this link with your friends and family on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Full toss put away yet again. This is racing down to deep mid wicket. Consecutive boundaries off full tosses for Ikra Sahar. That score now motors along to 16 for no loss in the second over. At the start of this innings, we were saying maybe KCC just about have their noses in front. But I have to say, this big early burst here for Lil Saiwan in a low-scoring contest. How crucial will these full tosses prove? Good fielding off her own bowling. Oh, yet another full toss. That fielder in the deep has a lot of work to do. She's not going to cut that off. Third boundary of the over. Third boundary off a full toss as well. This is a rollicking start here for Lil Saiwan. Ikra Sahar in red hot form. She's not missing out on any loose deliveries. The top run scorer in the competition so far, and probably the tournament MVP so far as well. Ikra Sahar, red hot form. Is she making a case to be pushed up the order for the national team? So far, for the Hong Kong senior team, she has been batting in the lower order. For no straight to the leg side. Even at the international level, as a fielder, you want to move quickly. You want to anticipate exactly where the ball is going to go. Decisive movements, stuck out that right mitt and definitely saved at least one run there. That fielder at mid-on. Ikra Sahar lets that go. I have no issues with that. Keanu Gill, the danger player for KCC, picked up 2 for 15 last weekend. And those 2 wickets, one of them, the first one, the very first over, bowling MLI with a beautiful in-swinger. She's looking leg side. A cheeky look over her shoulders from Ikra Sahar. Tries to go leg side. That's down the leg side, in fact, and it runs away to the boundary. The signal from the umpire. Yep, got some bat on that. So it runs off the bat, but Keanu Gill, you're better than this. One of KCC's best players, a Hong Kong Hall of Famer, Keanu Gill. Played for Hong Kong for around a decade, maybe more. Keanu Gill, no doubt a class act, was so good with the bat as well. 5 boundaries and a very attractive knock of 23. And without a doubt, Little Saiwan were able to dismiss her at just the right time. Another 5 overs of Keanu Gill and maybe Little Saiwan would have been chasing 125, 130. Having said that, they're still in the box seat. This team captained by Shanzeen Shehzad. And that brings me to my next point. Shanzeen Shehzad still in the dugout. That's the good sign for Lil Saiwan. Expected to come in at maybe number 4. Shanzeen Shehzad, the skipper. But for now, it's 23 for no loss. 2 balls left in the 3rd over. Big appeal. I don't think that's out. That was a very woody sound there. A thick inside edge from Ikra Sahar. Ikra Sahar just inquiring how many balls left in this over. Only 1. And if you're KCC, it's the double whammy. You need wickets, but you need to drag back this run rate as well. That's not going to happen with full tosses. Good piece of fielding, mid-on yet again. Take a bow mid-on, not for the first time. You've saved some runs in this innings. Looks like Priya Sangvi on that occasion, cutting that off. Well done, Priya. A little bit of confusion. Is that the end of the over? Our records certainly say yes. Yep, there we go. End of the third over. It's official. 24 for no loss. Lil Saiwan. $87 needed off 102 deliveries, and we have a change in bowling. Off spinner and skipper Connie Wong introduces herself into the attack. Figures of, I believe, 2 for 29 in that last game from Connie Wong. Got 2 LBW decisions, both of them off full tosses. There we go, another full toss right on cue. This could be a no ball. Yes, it is. It's a quick single as well. Harsha Motwani with 4 in the very first over. She has the luxury of facing up to a free hit. And a reminder that if the strike is rotated, then you can change the field for a free hit. And that's exactly why we see mid-on dropping back to a wide-ish long on. The other fielder on the boundary is a deep square leg. But if you're Harsha Motwani, there's definitely a gap straight down ground. Goes leg side, clears mid-wicket, and she's looking for 2. Ikra Sahar, fantastic early calling. It's been a feature of her batting throughout the tournament, Ikra Sahar. She's been lightning quick between the wickets, and she makes very early decisions as well. She decided well before she completed the first run that she wanted 2. You heard that loud call of 2 as well. Well done, Ikra Sahar. Now more changes in the field. Down the leg side, and it's signaled wide. That required rate now coming down somewhere in the region of 5 runs over. This is a big early advantage for Lil Saiwan. And that advantage continues to grow through unforced errors. There we go. 397 people watching on YouTube. Connie Wong with that round arm action delivers another full toss. Miss hit into the leg side, but they pick up a single nonetheless. But yes, so good to see so many people tuning in on YouTube. We want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Gencor, for sponsoring the Gencor CHK Women's Premier League. It's match day 2, weekend number 2. Oh, that's too easy. Thankfully, there's square leg in place on the boundary. It looks like there was no signal of no ball, interestingly. Well done, Connie Wong. That's a lot better. Deep square leg. It's been hot zone. Oh, Kinu Gill decides to field that with one hand. Makes no mistake, though. I guess all's well that ends well. 33 for no loss. Still 2 balls left in the 4th over. And after this over, still another 2 overs left in the power play. Oh, bit of a top edge on that one. Loses her cap as well, Ikra Sahar. Trying to overhit that. And I don't exactly blame her. When I get a full toss, I try and throw the kitchen sink at it. Doesn't always work for me, but it usually works for Ikra Sahar. Connie Wong, she's gone red in the face. It's incredibly hot here at Mission Road. Tossed up wide of off stump. Waits on that, Ikra Sahar, but unable to find the gap. A dot ball to close things out. It's 33 for no loss after 4. And for the first time in this innings, that required run rate has dipped below 5 runs and over. They need 78 more runs to win in 16 overs. So very, very manageable here for Lil Saiwan. We see Harsha Motwani just eyeing up that region, that deep fine leg. Look at that Harsha Motwani. She's got her bat resting on her shoulders. She's got those long levers. She's very tall. A change of bowling. Rida Heather into the attack. Very bottom-handed there. Straight to mid-on. A dot ball. If you're KCC, you need a lot more dot balls here. You want to pull things back. That's something that Lil Saiwan did very, very well. KCC were 30 for 1 after 5 overs. And then they drag things back. Lil Saiwan. Down the leg side. They're going to run through. In fact, this might go down to the boundary. Yes, it does. That's 5 bonus runs for Lil Saiwan. And that's not runs that KCC can afford to give away either. The start of this innings, we were saying, ooh, maybe just too close to call this contest. But a huge, massive advantage here for Lil Saiwan. And a reminder that if KCC lose this game, it's going to be 2 losses in their first 2 games. And their chances of making the final, well, they don't look too good. Oh, tries to dig that in short. It's down the leg side. A wide ball and an extra run. That score, it's looking very, very scary here if you're a KCC fan. 40 for no loss after 4.1. A lot of those 40 runs have been extras. But KCC's defense, they're not the only team to leak a lot of extras so far. Goes down the ground, clears mid off, fantastic. That's running down to the boundary. I think it's slowing up a bit. And Maheen Heather cuts it off, so just 2 runs there. But you love to see this from Ikra Sahar. Taking the aerial round, trying to clear the infield. That's exactly what you want to be doing in the power play. This is, after all, T20 cricket. Push to backward point. Keanu Gill makes no mistake. A rare and valuable dot ball here for KCC. There we go. 12 runs coming in extras so far in this innings. Batting on 9 not out is Harsha Motwani. At the other end, Ikra Sahar on 21. Watchfully played to mid-on. But yes, Ikra Sahar, we've said it before, we'll say it again. She's going to want to push for a spot as an all-rounder in that national team. Imagine that for Hong Kong. You get someone in the middle order, lower middle order, to support the likes of Mariko Hill, Carrie Chan, Tash Miles. Guided away behind backward point. Looks like Keanu Gill in hot pursuit. She's going to cut off the boundary. Oh, look at that. Bit of a confusion, and throw goes to the wrong end. Ikra Sahar saying, what are you doing? There was an easy 2 runs there. And it's good. Harsha Motwani, she can afford a laugh. Her team is right on top at the moment. Been a feature of her tournament so far, Ikra Sahar. The early calling. Ooh, a little bit uppish. Well done, Keanu Gill. Cuts that off. We're waiting for confirmation. Yes, it is the end of the over. Going at exactly 9 runs and over are Little Saiwan. After 5 overs, they're 45 for no loss. The groundsman here has brought all of us some very cold, tempting boxes of iced tea. I'm just reading these nutrition facts Here we go. How much sugar is in this? Look at that. 13.6 grams of sugar per 100 ml. Oh my word. That's around 30. That's 30 grams of sugar. That's 6 teaspoons of sugar in one box of lemon tea. Nobody is happy that I've pointed that out. But more importantly, it's Zara Heather into the attack. Down the ground goes Ikra Seher. Does she clear mid off? Just about. Fingertip stuff there. Sarah Burge unable to get under that. And it's a useful run for Ikra Seher. Oh, that was a drop chance. A loud edge, a loud nick. Harsha Motwani, an early reprieve for her. She now moves into double figures, 10 off 12 deliveries with 1 boundary. But if you're Zara Heather, you know that you deserve that first wicket. Reenu Gill, unable to latch onto that one. But I have to say, a huge signal of intent in this power play from Little Saiwan. They've treated the power play like a power play. Full toss, put away, work to do. Keanu Gill gets out that long barrier, makes no mistake. Could have been yet another boundary. But Ikra Seher looking in total control. She's 26 off 22 with the help of 3 boundaries, all 3 of which have come off full tosses. That's full, straight back to the bowler, a dot ball. Just 2 balls left in the power play now. Zara Heather, can she close things out? Look at me, slurring my words after 6 hours of commentary today. Tries to go over the top, plays and misses. Looks like maybe that was a bit of a leg cutter there from Zara Heather. Mixing it up nicely. 63 needed of 85 deliveries. Little Saiwan have all 10 wickets in hand. Shanzeen Shehzad, Mariam Bibi still sitting in that dugout, so plenty of firepower to come. Goes down the ground, Harsha, will she be caught? Yes. Well taken by Sarah Burge. First wicket down here for Little Saiwan. But a fantastic partnership between Harsha Motwani and Ikra Seher. At the end of the power play, it's 48 for 1. And you just get the sense that maybe the damage is done here. Lil Saiwan, fantastic partnership. I have no issues with that, Harsha Motwani. It was the final ball of the power play. You tried to go over the top. That's exactly what you do in T20 cricket. And we're having an informal drink. It's not a drinks break, not at all. There we go, a huddle. Loud cheers of KCC, and as you can see on your screens, that signal which says, hey, we're out of the power play now. No more fielding restrictions. You can have, I believe, up to 5 fielders outside the 25-yard circle. Yes.
4 in women's cricket.
Apologies, yeah. 4 fielders outside the 25-yard circle. And the view count on YouTube still a healthy 315 viewers. You love to see that. It's good to see. KCC fans, they haven't given up. And there's definitely an opening for you here, KCC fans. You've just taken your first wicket. The girls in green. Can they make 1 wicket? Can they turn it into 2 or 3? Not like that. That's down the leg side. We're waiting for the signal from the umpire. Yeah, there you go. 2 bonus runs here. You don't want to be doing that. You've just taken a wicket. There's a little bit of pressure on the opposition for the first time in this innings. And you go ahead and you bowl 1 down the leg side. You got to do better than that. And for the first time in this innings, new batter at the crease, Mariam Bibi. She's going to be on strike. The aggressive Mariam Bibi. She's a genuine all-rounder. But I have to say, Mariam Bibi hasn't done much with the bat recently. Can that change today? Down the leg side yet again. Will this be another wide? There we go. 4 runs off the over so far. That's 4 runs without a single legal delivery being bowled. 59 needed off 84 deliveries. Tries to go down the ground. Is that a catching chance? No, it isn't. Finds that gap between mid-on and mid-off. It's running down to the boundary. Oh, that's a lazy bit of work there. Should have cut that off. It should have only been 2 runs. But it's another boundary. Look at that, Ikra Sahar looking towards the dugout. And she's got a smile on her face. 56 for 1 now after 6.1 overs. This should have been a very, very close contest. The innings break, I was thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, this one's going to go down to the final over. I doubt that. Too short. What a sound off the bat. Crack goes Ikra Sahar. Picks up another boundary. 5 boundaries now for Ikra Sahar. She moves on to 34 off 24. Ikra Sahar is comfortably the leading run scorer in the tournament so far. She scored 159 runs in the tournament. Look at that. Beautiful. You have to check out that replay. $60 for 1, 6.2. Cut away this time. And it's going to be yet another boundary. 3 consecutive boundaries for Ikra Sahar. Waited on that one. Used the pace of the delivery. Ikra Sahar, I wonder, is she good